spotted salamander that I'm aware of in the watershed resides in the Raven Rocks location and a vernal pool that's on their property. So my goal here today was to kind of inform you about land use within the watershed, and hopefully you can take some information away from this to kind of maybe rethink or steer the direction that the program is to go in. This is my contact information. Again, another spotted salamander. This guy's also from the Raven Rocks property. But anyway, my email address and phone contact is listed here, and I also run a weblog at captinacreekwatershed.blogspot.com, so feel free to visit me there. I try to update it 2 to 3 times a week. So if anybody has any questions or yeah, write them on a card, and the panel can address those when everybody's finished. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I will just briefly give a description of our farm and some of the struggles we had as a farming community. You know, we come from the Amish community where technology is always on the front burner because we are usually discussing some part of the technology, whether it's appropriate or not. As Edward Abbey wrote, so there is some appropriate technology like the horse collar, things like that. So we live on a 120-acre farm in Holmes County. As you can see his map here, Holmes County is about 2 counties northwest of here. And it's the largest community of the Amish in the world. And we have our farm, the community started in 1809. But I can watch the clock, so okay. We have, but we have the same struggles as any other farming community, even though we have a lot of small farms, mostly small farms, because this was determined by staying with a horse. You can only do so much on a horse farm. But in 1997, an issue came up, some farmers decided, what can we do to keep more of our young people on the farm? I think in the 1975, you saw the Amish Blue Book, the Ohio Amish Directory, had 70% of the people were farmers or retired farmers, and I think it's down to 15% or maybe a little higher. As the population grows, he mentioned a very small very small part of Belmont County is under 10. Half of our population is under 20, so we have a very young population. Always a lot entering the workforce every year. We have, well, anyhow, in 1997 we got together because we know. In order, and I'm quoting Joel Salatin here, in order to have a sustainable agriculture, we need to romance our young people into farming, like the students here at Olney, at Warren Wilson. We've got to romance them into farming. And in order for that to happen, there are 3 things that are absolutely crucial. One, we've got to make money. You know, we know money is the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. So we've got to make money because to keep them on the farm, we have to do that. Number 2, we cannot be overwhelmed by work all the time. I know you people look at us Amish people as we're killing ourselves out there. We aren't. We aren't, far from it. And number 3, it needs to be enjoyable. So we need to, and so we got together. What could we do to value add to our products on the farm? And that was in 1997. We decided to try organic dairy farming. And most of us, you know, Elsie and I were, you know, we were thinking that way for many years already, and we were almost organic. So we weren't using anything on our fields for many years. And we had, in 1997, Ohio had no certified organic dairies. There were 2 there was Young's Dairy down in Yellow Springs, grandfathered in, and I think there was another one. They're both gone now. But not certified organic. We had Sylvia up there from OFA, the Ohio organization. She knew very little, but about 8 of us decided to go for it. 1 was certifiable. We had to wait 3 years. We became certified in the year 2000. Today, there are probably close to 200 certified organic dairies in Ohio. small, probably 50 cows and under, the average, 40 cows maybe. It's been way beyond our wildest expectations. So we always have to remember to your students here, as one door closes, and sometimes it looks hopeless, another door will almost inevitably open to usually something better. And we have, so we have been farming organically now for, we've been certified for 10 years. And as a dairy farmer, some of you grew up on dairy farms maybe, there was about 3 issues that really bothered me. One was we still grow our own corn, oats. We make our own oatmeal, we have our own cornmeal for our own use. We still had a diversified farm. And again, I like to mention, I love the way it was said, we have to bring the young people into the conversation. Because our family, 4 out of 5 children are farmer, and the other one has livestock. He works in forestry, but he wants to farm. So our conversations around the table are often very heated. As sometimes, as my friend said, what I lack in intelligence, I make up in volume. And so we tend to shout, but it's the young people's ideas that's exciting. And let's not, of course, sacrifice the experience and the wisdom of the elders, but we've got to bring in these younger people because their ideas are so fresh. I think Ralph Waldo Emerson said, a man standing in his own field is unable to see it, and that's often true. We're so close to the painting that we can't see it. So we had, so now organic dairy farming is very good. With the recession, we didn't know what would happen. Organic Valley, which markets our milk, most of it in Ohio, we hope a lot of it goes to Stonyfield. Some of you have eaten Stonyfield yogurt. We want to market it locally as much as possible, but as of now, they couldn't, and they're 5 minutes. They should do that in church. We'll bring that up. Elsie, you hold up the sign, 5 minutes. As Winston Churchill said when he was accused of one of his opponents, he said, if this room was whiskey, Winston Churchill would have drank up to here. Winston Churchill got up and said, so much to do and so little time to do it. But is just a little bit on, that's what we farm. On Farming Magazine, it was started the same way. That was 10 years ago. From people, just neighbors working the fields. The reason we did it, because there were no agricultural papers that were worthwhile getting anymore, because it just sort of got into agribusiness and big and nothing in it for us except chemical ads. That's okay, but it wasn't for us. So we wanted a magazine that was a voice of hope for small-scale agriculture. So we rented a post office in Mount Hope, Ohio. And we were not out to gore the ox of agribusiness. We just hoped to goose him a little bit now and then. And then have on your running shoes. We have a Jersey bull, and I'm very well aware of goosing the bull. You just don't. As the old saying is, you don't goose the alligator, you don't tease the alligator until you've crossed the creek. But we have, and as far as Farming Magazine, we started 10 years ago. And we have about a circulation of 2,700. We sell, I think, 400 goods at Tractor Supply store, and it just stays there. And we're all farmers. It's done from kitchen tables. We have a designer, and we just don't have money for promotional, and we don't have time to do it because we're all farmers. But we have a very loyal readership. And we have some very dedicated writers. For instance, Gene Logston, the gardeners up in New York. Wendell Berry contributes. Just really, really a lot of people helping us out. So we have copies where we're going to give them away free. We thought we didn't bring enough. There are more people here than we anticipated. So we're charging just what it costs us to print it, $2.50. So they'll be up in the library. We'd love to have you as subscribers. And again, our farming, and if you have any questions, write them down, but please address them to my wife. She'll do the answering. The Amish community looks as if we aren't changing. We are constantly changing. But within the framework of the church, and we are very aware that technology is a great servant, but we're also aware it's a terrible master. So we want to keep it in balance. we have, if you look under the roofs, under the covers, we are, of course, much more progressive than your Amish locally here, what we call the Schwarzenegger Amish, the most conservative group of Amish in the world. And we have, we use electric power, solar. We have a lot of, actually Holmes County has more solar panels than any other county in the state of Ohio. It's ranked number 1 in 88 counties because we don't have high-line electricity, but we have a lot of liberty with solar, inverters. We have actually, one of our lights now, we had gas lights, and now we have one that's a 12-volt light. So again, it's charged by a solar panel. So again, we use that, and then we try in all our ways in farming to keep technology as simple as possible, yet use it. And we have, that's why we state with the horse for farming, the horse for transportation. Not that, driving a car is wrong or sinful. No, 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 no. It's what does it just, what happens to the community? Say, well, riding in a car is inconsistent. Well, is it when you fly to California, do you buy an airplane or a ticket? So, we buy a ticket. Thanks.
Wow, he's going to be a tough act to follow. Thank you, students, staff, graduates, and friends of Olney for inviting me to be a part of this extraordinary Earth Summit. My name is Keri Willever, and I'm from Warren Wilson College in Asheville, North Carolina. Now, I've known about Olney practically all my life. I've had friends since birth, Stan and Kathy White, and their 3 kids, all who went to Olney. So it's always been this terrific school that I've got to hear about. And this is about my 7th trip here. So it feels like coming home, and like I said, I'm really, really honored to be here. But my humble roots began in Wisconsin as a birthright Quaker of the Fox Valley Friends Meeting. Let's see. From there, I became the first graduate of Warren Wilson's Outdoor Leadership Program, a Peace Corps volunteer in West Africa, a zookeeper in California, and a refugee worker in Albania. Today, I work for Warren Wilson, a small private liberal arts college, it is touchy, in the beautiful Swannanoa Valley of the Blue Ridge Mountains. And I'm pleased to give you a quick glimpse in 2 distinctive areas, the triad and sustainability, of how Warren Wilson seeks a balance between living in the world as it is and leading a transformation. Our 1,100-acre campus was founded by the Presbyterian Church in 1894 as a school for the mountain boys. These boys worked on campus to keep the school running and to pay for their education. Surviving a disastrous fire and flood in the early 1900s, we evolved into a teaching college, a junior college, and then became the first college in the South to desegregate. Warren Wilson is now home to 936 amazing students and 250 faculty and staff, all from around the world. Although much time has passed, we still hold on to many of the strong foundations and ideals that we were originally built upon. Warren Wilson is grounded in a rich history of place and purpose, embedded by generations of community members who have demonstrated the college's fundamental commitment to connect values to action, just as we did long ago with the Mountain Boys. Our mission is to provide a distinctive triad of education, coupled with a clear and strong commitment to environmental responsibility and experiential opportunities for international and cross-cultural understanding, all in a setting that promotes wisdom, spiritual growth, and contribution to the common good. The practice of sustainability also flows from the college's mission, which ultimately serves as our compass for responsible citizenship. The triad consists of 3 interwoven strands of experience for our students: academics for the mind, work for the hands, and service learning for the heart. The first part of the triad is academics. Thanks for your patience.